The royal palace of Madrid lay draped in mourning that day. The bells tolled, but these were not ordinary funeral bells. The people of the city cried out the same question over and over. How did the king truly die? Some whispered it was a heart attack. Others claimed he had been poisoned. But many believed the truth was darker, that his own sins had killed him. Inside the palace, the scene was unbearable. The king, who for decades had ruled with cruelty, broken his people under his hand, and sacrificed women to his unholy appetites, now lay stretched upon a bed like a shattered toy, even in death. A mocking trace lingered on his face, as if he continued to sneer at the very subjects who had suffered under him. I, the royal physician, stood at the door. Regent Queen Maria Cristina approached me. Her eyes brimmed with tears, but her voice was cold as steel. Physician, you must preserve this body. And remember, this is no ordinary corpse. This is Spain's darkest secret. If the truth is revealed, the throne itself will crumble. A chill ran through me. I had tended to this king for years. I knew too well what hid behind the palace walls. The screams that echoed from his chambers at night were unlike any human sound, sometimes sharp, sometimes guttural, as though a beast were being slaughtered. Servants often carried out blood-soaked linens, their trembling lips insisting, "We saw nothing." But everyone knew. No woman, be she noble or servant, was safe from him. Those screams in the dead of night still rang in my ears as if the walls themselves had memorized them. When I stepped inside the chamber, the flicker of candlelight threw monstrous shadows across the marble walls. Upon the bed lay the body of the man who had chained Spain in fear. I drew closer. His flesh was cold, yet I could swear I felt the faintest breath still rising within him. Was it an illusion, or did death refuse to silence him? The queen's voice cut through the silence once more. Physician, you have seen this body through its torments for many years. Now you must hide it from the world. Let the people believe only that the king is dead. They must never learn what curse consumed him. I bowed my head, though my thoughts thundered. Was this truly the king's death, or merely the death of the curse that had ruled with him? The candles in the chamber flickered weakly, their flames trembling as if weary of the burden they had witnessed. I opened my case of instruments and began the solemn work of preserving the king's corpse. The scent of camphor and resin filled the air, sharp and suffocating. Each time I laid my hand upon his chest, I felt an uncanny sensation, as if the body resisted, as if death itself had not silenced him fully. The queen stood close by. Her voice was steady, though her eyes betrayed exhaustion. Physician, if this body is left to decay, Spain's honor will rot with it. You must preserve him at all costs. And remember, what you have seen these many years must never pass your lips. My hands trembled as I wound the bandages around him. In my heart I whispered, "This is no mere corpse. This is cruelty, lust, and curse embodied in flesh." At times it felt as though the very walls whispered back to me. Shadows grew taller and took the shape of women, whose screams had haunted these halls for years. Their wounded faces and tearful eyes seemed to stare at me, demanding justice that would never come. At last I tied the final knot. The queen drew forth the talisman and commanded me to place it upon the king's chest. I obeyed. For a fleeting instant, I thought I saw the corpse shudder, just a ripple, a faint twitch, but then silence swallowed the chamber once more. The queen exhaled slowly, her voice low but resolute. "Now this secret will remain hidden forever. History will record that the king is dead, but it will never speak of how he lived, or of the wounds he inflicted upon those around him." When I stepped out of the chamber, dawn's first light crept through the palace windows. Outside, the people gathered to mourn the death of their monarch. They wept for a king they thought they knew. Yet I knew the truth. This was not merely the death of a man, it was the death of a curse. A curse that still lingered, alive in the stones, the streets, and the hearts of Spain.